Trapping is an American pastime, one of America's oldest traditions that helped drive Western expansion, an immutable characteristic of outdoorsmen across the nation, and one of the most effective methods of wildlife conservation on the planet. This video contains graphic images and may not be suitable for some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Howdy folks, welcome back to Dominion Predator Controls Down the Line. Today you're going to see the final episode of the first season, episode 15, and you're going to see a lot of great catches in it. You're going to see the last of my catches when it comes to coons, when it comes to skunks, when it comes to coyotes, when it comes to cats. And I really hope you enjoy the episode, and I appreciate you following me along this whole season. Next year I've got big plans, and we'll talk about that later in the episode, but let's get to it. Well, I caught another coon. I don't know what number this makes. I haven't been keeping track, but I've got to have caught 30 coons by now, maybe 35. Of course, they're always non-target because I have it set. Well, I set 4 DPs for coons. 2 of the DPs got cleaned out, didn't catch a one. I better get this coon out of here before it does any more damage. It is what it is. I hate coons. Have I said that before? I hate coons. But we're here to take them out. We'll get this dude out of here. Well, folks, this is number 68. I just had number 67 in a snare just on the other side. I showed you that on my phone. And I got this guy here in a set that I just made. This is the dam I caught that double on a couple days back. And I came in and put sets in, and this is the second night that set's been in there. So I got another set just right over there that I gotta be careful not to walk into. My lighting situation is not perfect, but number 67, number 68. 67 was the last dog. The 2 dogs I caught here were 65 and 66. So this is number 68. Big dog too. Healthy dog. Doesn't have a bunch of holes in the hair. It's not all messed up. It's a good looking dog. Good dog takeout. I heard dogs howling over here, and it was more than one when I came over here, or when I was checking that other trap. I had some traps in the middle of this pasture behind me. It's a 160. I got 3 traps over there right now, and 4 of them are snares, and I had dealt with the one snare, moved on to check the other ones, and they're almost dead even with this, just south of this spot. And when I got over there, had some lights on, was making a little bit of noise, and I heard this dog yelping, and it wasn't alone. So then I came in here, and of course, it's the only one in here, so we'll take this dog out, number 68. That means 32 left. 32 left to go, and we're gonna get them. This area is pretty much untapped. I've trapped areas around it, but I haven't trapped this area, and I got plenty of dogs left in here to get. So we're gonna get after it, get this dog loaded up with the other one up in Rahab. I've checked most of the other sets in here. I've only got about 38 sets working overnight, and I've checked about 20 of them. So I got a handful of sets left to go check, and then after that we'll be done for the day. So we'll get this dog loaded up, move on down the line. Well, Got us another dog off this pond dam. This is number 4 from this pond dam. Well, I got a set right there that I caught a dog in the other night. Remade it. Looks like the rain that came down on it kind of exposed it a bit. This set wasn't any better at the time, but we caught our 4th dog. It's our 4th dog off this pond dam right here, and sun's just now going down on me, but this dog looks bad. You can see the hair on that dog, it's bad, but it is what it is. That's one of the reasons we take them out. A dog doesn't just have, you know, hair loss because of fighting for the rut, or hair loss because of its undercoat coming out. That dog's got lice or something. Something's wrong with it. So conservation is one of the reasons we trap. Probably the most important part. And you got to be able to conserve the population to a good level, so they don't get sick, so they don't spread disease. That disease is dangerous for all the animals around them. Lots of animals can get mange and this type of lice, and it can spread. If they live in close proximity, that happens. So dog number 69 on check day 90. So this was a flat set. This one had Wayne Derrick's Super Cat in it. All I'm running is cat lures now. It picks up the dogs regularly, and it makes sure that every set's ready for a cat if it comes through. I still need a couple of big toms, so I released a small one recently. I've had to release a few in the last couple of weeks, so hopefully we'll get enough we got enough time. We got about 12 days left, 13 days left. But it's supposed to rain here in about an hour. There's a storm blowing in. It's going to rain for about 2.5, 3 hours, so I'm not going to remake the set. I'm just going to set it up and walk away. But dog number 69 on this ranch. Good deal. 4th one on this pond dam. So we had a double here a few days back, and I had another one in that set recently. It's a good spot, good location. I trapped here for beaver, and they built the pond dam back up, so it's looks like it's having a problem too. I need to go down there and take a look at it before I leave, but we got a lot of moisture. We're about to get some more, and we're getting some more in another 4 or 5 days. So it is what it is. But it's a good time. Trapping's a blast. If you're not doing it, you should be. I'll tell you what, I said I wasn't going to remake this set, but I'll go ahead and remake this set with the camera just to show you guys the remake. This is a catch circle that he's had. There was another catch circle right here that was really muddy and really bad, but the ground's not too bad. I'll put some peat moss in it, and even though it's going to rain on me, it ought to work out just fine. So I'll dispatch this dog, and I'll get right back at you. All right, folks. There's going to be 3 different play-by-play set remakes in this episode, seeing how it's the last episode, and I wanted to get as much of that in there as I could for folks who don't know and hadn't seen it. But that's a Duke 650 there that I'm bedding in some mud on a trap that's caught a couple of dogs already. And I just went ahead and took the mud and dirt that was around it and made a little backing for it. Set that thing in there where it wouldn't wiggle around. Put my peat moss in there, my antifreeze in there. I come in with some local dirt, make sure to pound it down a little bit so it'll stay where it needs to be. Once you've got that in there, you go ahead and cover it up and blend it in a little bit. Put your little hole right there where I had that dirt as the backing. And you can see there I'm using Wayne Derrick's Super Cat and Wayne Derrick's Pecos Valley. And I put a little bit of the cat urine that I collected on it. I like to use Liesl Rooswatt's cat urine, but I'd run out at that point, I believe. And once you got the urine in there and everything set, you'll catch dogs like that if you make sets like this. Well, we got us a big backfoot cocoon. All that underfur's gone. I'm yanking the 9 sets I have in this hayfield. I'm moving out of here because I'm going to concentrate on some other spots, and The coons are probably moving. These are the first 4 traps I checked. I pulled those 2 over there, and I got these 2 here and this coon in it. So I don't know. We don't have a whole lot of sets out. Maybe 35 working, 30. And I'm about to snap these off and snap off another pasture. And I'm going to concentrate on about 700 acres that I know there's good cat sign in. And I found some good beaver ponds, and on one of the beaver ponds I found mink tracks everywhere in the mud. So I'm going to set for mink and beaver on that pond, and I'm going to set all over the place for cats around there. So I just need 2 more cats, and I got 10. I'll have 10. Today's 11 days, so I'll have 10 days to catch them. And hell, we might even have a cat bouncing a day, but we're gonna take care of this coon and move on down the line. I'll check back when I get something else. Well, folks, this is dog number 70. I think we're on check day 92, 93. This gate has been a real good spot for a lot of different things, but gates like this are real good to set on. I got 2 pastures here, 160 on both sides of this gate, and there's a lot of dogs in here I haven't caught yet, so hopefully you'll be able to hear me with that wind. It's a good looking dog. Looks like an old gyp. She's been around a while. She might already be knocked up. So we're trying to take all the pup factories out we can. Just about every dog I've caught the last 10 dogs has been a male. So this is the first female I caught in a while. So good to take her out. Dog number 70. That's a Duke 650 there. Front right paw catch all the way in. And I had a piece of a deer skull, or a piece of a cow skull, as backing. It was the calf skull. That there's a bunch of dead calves. The dogs have killed a lot of calves in the last year on this ranch, over a dozen, and the coyotes come in and clean them up. So we're trying to take them out as much as we can. Number 70, check day 92, 93, I forget which one. Still got 10 sets left to check. I had 2 coons today so far, and I set a bunch of sets for mink, beaver, and cats. So I've been setting most of the day, and now we've got the chance to take this dog out. We got 10 more sets to check, maybe 12, and the wind's nice and cold, and it's gonna get chilly overnight. So I'm gonna get this dog done, taken care of. We're gonna get this set remade, and we're gonna move on down the line. And if I have anything else, I'll make sure to let you guys know. All right, folks. Second play-by-play set remake for the last episode here. Another Duke 650 there with a calf skull that I used. Of course, it's kind of wet still. You can see it's been muddy pretty much the last 3 episodes of this show. And get that thing set in there real good. You can see my pan looks a little bit off kilter. It's something that I probably should have fixed before I set it. And we're going to come in, trap pan cover, some peat moss, some antifreeze, just like normal. I really like flat sets. This is usually what I use. 80 to 90% of the sets I make are flat sets of some variation, whether it's a post set or a flat set or it's a T-bone or something. But we'll come in and blend it in real good. Poke a hole right there that's going to be a little bit offset. And I'm going to bring in, that's some Alpha Kitty. That's my lure right there. And then some Pecos Valley, and I end up squirting urine on it after the video, and then it's ready to go. All right, folks. For today's product placement, we're going to talk a little bit more about my trapping organization and trapping organizations in general, and why it's important that you should join your trapping organization. I think every trapper should be part of their local trapping organization, just so you could get in contact with trappers in your area, get to see good demos, be in places where the other trappers are so you can get to know them pretty good. But there's national trapping organizations that you should be part of too. We've got the National Trappers Association, the Fur Takers of America, And these are two national trapping organizations that a lot of people are part of. Many people are part of both. And I recommend that if you're going to join any of them, you should join both of them. They both have their own publications that they put out. One of them uses Trapper Post. The other one has Fur Takers that they put out. And there's a lot of good, month-to-month information, articles, and commentary about trapping and things that are related to trapping that's important for trappers to know and understand. In today's world, everybody's kind of turned to the internet for news and information, and the magazines and newspapers are kind of going by the wayside. And there's a lot of publications out there, and I'm starting to learn more about the publications because I got some ideas on what can be done about that. But it's important that you as a trapper learn about trapping from other trappers, and that you learn the information that's going on in the trapping world from people who care about it, and they're responsible for it. You don't want to learn all your information about trapping from the antis that are on the internet, or from the the leftists that really don't like trapping in general. You want to learn your information from the people who are actually on the ground living it. And the best way for you to, get on the ground and live it is just to have experience and go out and trap. And if you don't have any trapping experience and you're looking at getting into it, join your local organization, your state organization. Some states have more than one, and get involved. So get to talking to people, get to meet people, and they'll bring you out. They'll teach you stuff. You'll learn a lot at these fall rendezvous and these fur sales and the different events that your organizations hold. That'll really help you out. But I want to talk about my trapping organization a little bit, because today I'm recording this on the 28th of September, but this is going to air on the 12th of October. And on the 13th and 14th of October at the Okmulgee Fairgrounds in the state of Oklahoma, the Oklahoma Fur Bearers Alliance is going to have their fall rendezvous, which is a great time. We usually do ours kind of late because many of the other states that border us have their rendezvous in the weekends leading up to it. So ours is usually pretty late, either the first or second weekend of October generally. And we're going to have a lot of good demos. We're going to have, and I'm going to name some of those here. We're going to have Wayne Derrick, and we're going to have James Lord, Mike Yancey, Galen Opal, Lynn Dunham, a good buddy of mine, and Jim Beavers, Mark Connor, Noah Smith, who's here from Oklahoma, and Mitchell Simpson out of Texas, and then John Heights. And then there's going to be a ton of vendors. We have MTP and many of the other vendors. We have some that are local from Oklahoma, some that are bordering some of the states. And some of these people that are doing demos actually have their own vending tables, like Mike Yancey and some of those other folks. But it's always going to be a great time. I've got a baby on the way. He hasn't come yet. I'm expecting him to come in the first week of October. And as long as everything goes well there, I plan to be at the entire event and to record part of the event and try and do some interviews at the event, and just kind of put the event on the map. It's real important that if you're the type of person that can use video and understand computers and do this kind of thing, that you use the powers that you have or the abilities that you have to further trapping in some way or another. And I think it's important for everybody. A lot of the guys on YouTube do really good at this. You've got Iowa Trapper, Next Gen Trapper, and they've recently started the Iowa Trapping YouTube channel. There's a lot of guys out there that have the capability to deal with the modern technology and to navigate all the stuff when it comes to computers. And it's important that I think, people that can do that should use that to be able to further trapping. It used to be back in the day that the only way you would get some kind of video of people trapping would have to be something that you purchased from the individuals or from the trapping supply places. And now with the advent of YouTube and modern technology when it comes to the internet, anybody can get information anywhere. So people that are out there that can do this need to be putting positive information out for trappers to see that's free on the internet, so they can get involved and really bring more people into the crowd. But my trapping organization is really great. The president's Gary Jarman. He's been there since I started and even before that. And then you got Brad Thormew, who's the vice president. And then you've got R.C. Edgar and his wife, Miss Tina. And ever since the first day I started going to this organization in 2017, which was the first time I met Wayne Derrick and the first time I met R.C. Edgar, many of these other people that I've named and the other people in the organization. But ever since the first day, RC and his wife, Miss Tina, have been running the front desk, have been dealing with all the subscriptions, have been taking care of all the people and organizing the events and bringing everybody together. And there's a special thanks to those two right there. They've done a tremendous amount of help for everybody, and always been really positive and good. And if once you start going to your local trapping organizations, if you're not already a member, you're going to meet people like this that are always there and always trying to help, do everything they can to make sure everything goes smoothly and to organize all the events and try and get everybody motivated to get involved. And for the most part, the trapping organizations are designed to try and get youngsters involved and to try and pass on the tradition of trapping. And that's one of the big things for me too, whenever it comes to, teaching about trapping and making videos about trapping, is about passing on the tradition. One of the traditions that helped, drive westward expansion in this nation, and actually, had Lewis and Clark and many other, explorers move west to try and find beaver pelts and to try and, get a hold of animals to trap, because that's what they were after at that time. And there's a lot of great things that came from westward expansion in the United States. And I really appreciate the trappers that have come before me, even the ones I don't know, that have helped, bring about the climate of trapping in today's world. In today's world, trapping's under attack. There's a lot of antis out there and a lot of people that just don't know much about trapping. They don't understand trapping or hunting, and they're just against it because they're used to Disney movies and they're used to seeing animals that talk and have been personified, and you go and shoot a deer and they think you killed Bambi. It's foolishness, but they don't know any better. And in order for them to understand that, it takes men like us, to go out there and to show them the truth. And I think it's real important that trappers get out there on YouTube and on the video platforms and expose what they do and show the world what they're doing. Don't hide what you're doing, and don't self-censor yourself, because you can't please everybody. But you should be able to get out there and show them the truth and show them why conservation matters and show them why trapping matters and why it's important to save the other animals, the livestock animals and the pets and the things that everybody, love to have and need to have, whether it's for food or whether it's just for themselves. Trapping is a integral part of protecting those animals and also protecting the species that we're trapping. If animals get overpopulated, they often have diseases and big die-offs, and that's not good. So it's important that we understand that conservation is, one of the most important parts of trapping. It's not only fun, and we don't only enjoy the fur, but we also do it to conserve the animals. And, America is one of the only, North America is one of the only continents in the world that has conservation efforts with both of the major governments in North America. And it's the only continent in the world that all the other continents come to buy their fur, because they don't have the proper conservation efforts in most of the continents. And the people there have destroyed all the animals, destroyed the fur, taken it for food because they were hungry. Now, some of that has to do with the type of nations that are in those continents. It is what it is. But in America, we have a conservation effort, and the people all around the world come to America or to the North America to buy their fur because we're the ones who have it. So it's important that we keep that tradition going and pass that tradition on to our youngsters so that we'll continue to have these animals for generations to come. So I appreciate you guys following me along. I know this wasn't much of a product placement. It's more about, trapping in general. But I'm going to be at the fall rendezvous at least for a couple hours. If the baby's already been born and we're all healthy and everything's good, then I'm going to be there for the entire event. And I think you guys should come out too. Today is the 12th of October for you folks. And tomorrow, the 13th and 14th of October, is going to be that Oklahoma Fur Bearers Alliance Fall Rendezvous, and you should be there. It's at the Okmulgee Fairgrounds. If you're in the state of Oklahoma, be there, be square, and let's get back at those last cat and coyote catches. Well, praise the Lord. I only need 2 more. And look at that big one. Maybe not huge, but really good looking. Nice long cat. Nice big head. Leave me a turd. I just drove past 2 other traps that were on this 2-track on the way in here, and it was a possum plugging up a set. But I put in 2 new fresh sets here yesterday, and here's the other set here, and it looks like it's got a paw print in it right there. So he got right in next to that pan but didn't get on it using those 550s. And I put a little guiding in there because I knew there'd be cats. And sure enough, here we are. Well, folks, check day 95. Check day 95, and we've got our 19th harvest. 19th harvest. Decent cat, good belly. She seems pretty long. She doesn't seem very fat. Acting like a tall. This is a decent cat. This is a decent cat. So, definitely a good cat to take out. A little pissed off at me. So we already caught one beaver, one coon, and I got a possum sitting in a trap up here I got to fix on my way out. Going to the Kansas fur sale this year, Kansas Fur Harvesters auction, and then going to the Oklahoma Fur Bearers Alliance auction that I try to attend every year. And get rid of most of our cats up in Kansas, most likely, maybe some of our coyotes, and then we'll bring everything else back down here, sell our beaver, coyotes, and skunks down here in Oklahoma. But it's a good cat. More cats in here. Hopefully I catch one. Maybe we'll have another one today. I got enough traps out for it to happen. We'll get after it and get this cat loaded up in the buggy and haul it down the line. All right, folks. The last play-by-play set remake for the season is going to be on this cat set. And the reason why I put this one in here, it's relevant because the next cat I catch is in this set. And you can see how I had that nice female in there. Beautiful cat. This was the second to last cat of the season. I brought in all that stuff she had pissed on and brought it in as the backing. And I got those sticks that I had there originally, and I'm going to use that to block it down. But first we got to set it up like we normally would. Pan cover, peat moss, antifreeze. Make sure nothing freezes down, nothing gets too wet. And then come in and make sure that it's good and solid. Put some local dirt on it. Blend it in real good. Kind of make that kind of a trash pile set. But then I brought in all this blocking to make sure the only thing that should get in it should be a cat. And then I'm going to bring in my lures. I'm using a handful of different lures. I think I used Wayne Derrick's Super Cat. Alpha Kitty right there is what's going right there. And then I used Andy Weiser's Super Cat right there. And so Pecos Valley. So I ended up putting 4 lures in this set trying to make sure that it connected. And sure enough, it does. We'll see that here shortly. This coyote's going crazy. Got him in the snare. 9x19. 5/64 cable with a 4 or 5 foot extension. And it must have just caught him a little bit high. We got coyote number 70. Nope, coyote number 71. Don't even know which coyote I got anymore. Whole place smells like coyote. Stinks pretty good. Not really a good looking dog. I don't know if it can make its way over to you or not. Not really a good looking dog. Not at all. He's trying to chew out, but that 9x19 cable's not going to chew out very easily. Tore up the extension pretty good. But good dog to take out. Number 71. Check day number 95. I just had 2 snares in here along a trail. I got a lot of other possibilities in here for setting in snares. I got about another 10 or 15 traps left to check, 10 or 12 traps. And hopefully we'll have something good going on between now and then. But we're going to get this dog dispatched, get it loaded up, move on down the line. Crazy one. Well, praise the Lord. I got me another cat. Nice tom too. Nice big tom. I think it's tom. There you are. This is that set. I had a cat in a few days back. That's a good looking kitty too. Settle down now. Good looking spots, good looking underbelly. Maybe a little dirty on the sides. This is a milestone for me. Really, every cat I caught the last month and a half has been a milestone, but it's the first time I've ever tagged out on cats in Oklahoma. And I normally trap before 2020, I was trapping places on the west side of Oklahoma City because that's where I used to live. And there were some pretty decent cats over there, and still a couple years in a row down there, the first animal I caught was a cat. But this one here is the 20th that I'm tagging for the 2023 season, 2022-2023 season. And this will be number 29 that I've caught. So we've had to release a handful of cats, some of them because they were small, some of them because they were early. Some of them I ended up having to harvest that I wanted to release. It's real windy and cold today. It's 30 degrees out with about 15-mile-an-hour wind, so it feels like it's about 22 degrees. My face is frozen pretty solid. This cat's pretty cold too. But this is the 20th I'm tagging. Praise the Lord. Good sized cat too. I won't really know until I get it dried out at home and see what's going on. But I'd like to think it was a nice big tom. But I've only got 3 check days left in the season. It's supposed to rain 1 or 2 of those days maybe. So I'm not going to pass it up. This cat's going with me. And I'm blasted. I'm totally ecstatic. It's a blast. Trapping's a blast. If you're not trapping, you should be. I say that all the time, and it's a fact. People need to be trapping. There's so few trappers out there, and they got a limit on cats in Oklahoma, and I think in East Oklahoma we might need to raise that because I've caught so many. I'd like to push it to 40 one day. And maybe they don't want to. I know I got a buddy out in West Oklahoma, and he's over 130 dogs as of this week trapping coyotes since December 1st, and that's a lot of dogs, but he's only caught 6 cats. And that's just one of those things where certain parts of the state you've got a whole lot of dogs and you got less cats, and here you've got less dogs and a lot more cats. And in East Kansas, they don't have a limit in Kansas for cats. And in East Kansas, they got cats everywhere. And in West Kansas, they got dogs everywhere. It's the same thing it is in Oklahoma. We're very close. We border each other for the whole southern and northern border of the states. And when it comes to the animal population, it seems we're very similar. I wish we could remove our limit on cats. But, it is what it is. Caught 29, tagging 20. And that's a blast. That's a blast. This is check day number 99, by the way. And this is just since I started trapping in November 21st, I believe it was. And most of it's been trapping on the ranch. I'm on a different property right now that I'm trapping beaver on, and I got some dirt traps in. I already caught 1 cat in this set, and y'all saw me remake this set. The last cat I caught was in this set, and it was a female, and she was a little smaller than this one for sure. And she pissed everywhere and had scat everywhere, so I remade the same set. I added some skunky lures to it. Some of the same stuff I had in it before, and I didn't put any urine in it. I just moved the backing in there that she pissed all over as the backing, and I put that dead wood in there, and sure enough, the next cat I caught was in that set. So that's how it works. Trapping cats is a blast. Cat number 20. Cat number 29. It's a great day. If this is the only thing I catch for the next 4 days, it was worth it. Every single day, sleeping 4 or 5 hours a night, going to work at night, getting out and trapping every morning, and sometimes working 18 hours a day. On my days off, working 12, 14 hours a day. It's worth it. This is 1 cat right here. So, I've had a blast. And it's the end of season, and I got 2 fur sales coming I got to get ready for. And I got to figure out whether this cat's going to get sold for taxi. Probably not. I'm probably going to skin this cat and put it up. So I've got another cat to put up in the fur auction. So I got to get busy. I got to get to work. Trapping's hard work, but if you love it, it doesn't feel like work. Well, we're going to move on down the line, and we'll let you know if we catch anything else. Well, pulling cage traps this morning. It's almost noon now, I guess. And I had a door down. I got excited. Had a door down on my last one. And it was a possum. Had 3 cage traps in here, so I got skunked. Pretty wide stripe down the back though. Might be a good one. Not sure if I'm going to have to leave this trap here for a couple days, let it air out or not, but the other trap's empty, so this is it for my first season. I'm not putting any more traps in. I've got a lot of traps out I need to pull. They're just snapped off, but I think I have 50 traps in the ground in different places that need to be pulled. So I need to get on that, but it's not going to happen until after this first sale. So big first sale coming. Hoping to do really good on cats. I'm hearing they're in short supply, and I'm hearing people are paying money. So I'm taking my cats north. But I'm going to get this skunk dispatched. It looks like it's pretty tame, pretty calm, so probably won't have to do too much, but I'm sure it's going to spray. My shoot rate on skunks for the not spraying is about 10%. So it is what it is. Probably let this trap air out and wash off for a couple days before I come pick it up. But I'm taking that skunk with me, so I'm going to get after it. My coyote right there sitting in a trap, and I'm pulling traps today, and I got a beaver tail sticking up out of the water here. If I can fish this trap out of here. Water came up pretty high. There we go. That's a little one there. That's one of this year's pups. Or I say this year, last year, but this season. So there's a handful of those in here too. I pulled the 2 adults out already. Doesn't mean it was the only 2 adults, but there's definitely a couple good spots in here. I didn't figure there'd be 2 family groups, but pulled 3 beaver and 1 otter out of this hole already. I got a coyote over here, backside of the dam. Pulling traps. It's what day is it? 26th? Yeah, 26th of February. And I got a first sale on the 4th. Up in Kansas I got to get to. So I decided I'd yank. That's coyote number 72 over there. I better get over there and take care of it. There's a handful of other sets on this property, and on the other one I might actually have more coyotes than one, so that'd be pretty nice. Maybe a cat, but I better get after it. Well, folks, this is coyote number 72, and check day 101. 101 days, I caught 72 coyotes. I probably missed all of them. Based off the one snow day I had where I had really good prints, I missed 10 coyotes that day. So I'll bet I miss 90% of the coyotes I catch every day. Not that the traps are going off, because they're not. They're just not working the sets. They're getting near them. They're around at night. Whenever we hear the coyotes go off around here, they're everywhere. I mean, it sounds like I hadn't it sounds like I hadn't killed one. So nothing's changed since last spring this time, or last year this time. So This is a good coyote, pretty healthy. It looks like it has some worms in its turd, but other than that, doesn't have any skin issues, doesn't have any hair issues. I mean, its coat's gone, but its shoulders are still rubbed out. It looks like they're starting to grow back a little bit. So looks like a female, little female. She's toe caught. She's not very well caught. She probably could have got out had she been here another couple hours, but good thing she didn't. I don't normally toe catch coyotes and MB550s, but it does happen. But I don't have pullouts. I got a buddy online and he's talking about having pullouts and coyotes a lot, and he thinks it's the clay soil that he's got because it's been real muddy over there. And it might be. The clay might just slow that trap down just enough for those coyotes to get far enough out there to pull out, or maybe it plugs the trap up and the levers don't fully lock up, and because of that they can get out. I don't know, but I don't have that problem here. I've missed coyotes because they didn't work the set, and I've had traps that were flipped off, but I've never had coyote fur left in a 550. I have had a cat leave a toe a couple of times in a 550, and I actually caught one of those cats this year. She left a toe in the trap, and I caught her less than a week later, half mile away, a little over a half mile away, in the same type of set, by the same paw, no less. So that has happened a couple times this season. I've had cat fur in a 550, but not coyote. But I still got 6 sets on this property. I got a pull. I'm pulling sets today. I've got a week until the next, or 6 days until the fur sale, and I've got to have all the cats ready. I don't think I'm taking my beaver up there. I'm going to leave those for down here in Oklahoma. But I'm going to Kansas to sell my cats and my coyotes, and I'm going to get up there and see how things go. I haven't been up to Kansas for auction yet. Some of the guys I know up in Kansas are pretty good dudes, so I think it'll be a pretty good time. Taking the kiddos with me, we're going to have a blast. Stay at an Airbnb and just enjoy the evening. So we're going to get this coyote taken care of. It's coyote number 72 on check day 101. This was a flat set that had my AK number 1 in it, so it was a good set. And this coyote didn't fully commit to it, so that's unfortunate. I'm going to have to do more testing on that stuff and see how it goes. We'll test on it all year with cameras, and maybe I'll show some of that on YouTube and see what it looks like. Maybe I'll edit the recipe before the end of the year, and maybe it's 2 years before I have it where I want it. We'll see. But as of right now, it's catching animals, cats and coyotes. So I'll get this dog taken care of, and we'll move on down the line. Well, folks, you made it to the end of the first season of Dominion Predator Controls Down the Line, and I appreciate you watching. Once again, I just got to thank God for, sending his son to die on the cross for the sins of the whole world. That's the only reason I'm even here, to be able to have the, necessities to be able to take care of all this in the first place. And I really appreciate God and his son for it. And my wife, who's done an incredibly great job taking care of us. Without her, I've lost my mind by now. So it's really hard to work through trapping season, to sleep 4 or 5 hours a night, and to trap all day, and to work all night, and then to come home and skin all night, and then get up and take care of everything when you have to take care of yourself. And my wife has done an incredible job taking care of me the entire time, and praise the Lord for it. My kids, they're always supporting me. My mother and stepfather, they're always supporting me. They take very good care of us around here, and I appreciate all of those people greatly, and really, really, really couldn't have done any of this without them. But I also, want to thank many of the trappers that came before me. Many of them I've named in this show, previously, and then many of them I haven't named. I've learned a lot from these folks, and because of that, I'm starting to gain more and more knowledge every time I go out trapping. Trapping's a learning experience. You'll never be fully attained. You'll never have learned everything. There's always something else that you can learn, something else that you can master, something else you can be better at. And it's important to get out there and have the experience, and to be consistent when you do it, so you can continue to gain information and knowledge. I really appreciate you guys following me along. It's been a really great time to be able to make this episode and to record everything. I haven't done as many trapping jobs throughout the year as I would like to have done, so I haven't been able to trap the entire year, but I've been involved in trapping the entire time, making this show and putting the show together. And it's been about 11 months now. 10 or 11 months is what it's taken me to record everything that's come up to this point, and then to finally get this produced. And just in a month's time, I'm going to start putting traps back in the ground, and we're going to start all over again. And for my plans for season 2 are going to be different, a little bigger. I'm going to go for more coyotes than I got last year. Last year I had 72 coyotes, and you hear me talk about how I'd planned on putting snares in and planned on trapping beaver all through March last year or last season, and it didn't work out. I ended up having 2 fur sales in a row, and we took those weekends off and traveled to those fur sales. And then after that, I started getting beaver jobs in the spring that kept me busy, and I ended up having to pull all my traps out at the end of March, and didn't end up going back in and catch any more coyotes. So I ended up having 72 coyotes for the season. I had 29 cats for the season, had to release a big portion of those, 9 or 10 of them. And I tagged 20, so I released 9 of them, had 29 cats, and we had a great time. I love catching cats. I really wish I could have more cats than 20 in Oklahoma. There's a lot of cats in the area, and cat trapping is probably one of my favorite things. We had 1 good mink this year. I had 1 good otter during season, and then I had a handful of beaver, and I can't even tell you exactly how many beaver I had. I think I sold 16 or 17 beaver. You didn't get to see a lot of those because I didn't have the proper equipment to be able to show you how I set beaver traps and how I'm pulling them in and out. If anything, on some of my socials, you might just got pictures of the beaver after I'd caught them sitting on the buggy or on the truck or whatever. And that was a good time. But 72 coyotes, 29 cats, every possum in the land, and there's still a ton left to catch. And then about 30, 35 coons is what I ended up catching. And this year I'm going to go for 150 coyotes. I'm going to go for as many cats as I can catch in the area, and I'm going to go for beaver real hard. My plans are to go for the first month of November, which is not really trapping season because it doesn't start till December 1st, but you can trap coyotes, beaver, and coons all year. So in November, I'm going to start a truck line, and I'm going to go about 10, 15, 20 miles south of me and make a big loop, and I'm going to do that every morning out of the truck for the first month. And then I'm going to run here near the ranch and all the places in this area by my place with the buggy for the months of December and January. And the plan is, if I can work it out, is to go into the Deep Fork National Wildlife Refuge and for the month of February, and I'm going to trap heavy on beaver and cats in the Deep Fork. They've opened it up to where you can trap in 2 of the wildlife refuges here in the state of Oklahoma, and Deep Fork's one of them. That's the closest one to me. So it's not that far. It's between where I live and where I work. So I'll be able to run that line every day if I can get in there. I've talked to the guys about it before, and we're going to get that set up and try and get it figured out. I'll make more videos on YouTube and let you guys know how that's working out. And so the plans are to have a lot of beaver, a whole lot more coyotes, and as many cats as I can catch, and to show you as much information as I can the whole way, so I can learn and you guys can learn too, and you can pass this off to other people. I appreciate you guys for tuning in for all 15 episodes, and if you continue to tune in to my YouTube, I'd appreciate it. We're going to put out videos every week. We're going to have a vlog going throughout the season, and I'm going to just continue to pump out videos as much as possible and build this channel up and start trying to go live more often to do, to have more conversations with trappers in real time. So thank you very much. Praise the Lord for everything that's happened. And I hope that you guys enjoyed the first season of Dominion Predator Controls Down the Line. It's in the books. And I'd like to see you at the fall Rondi tomorrow and Saturday. And if you can make it, please come on out. And as always, until next time, Dominion out.